And for instance, have you guys heard of the Somali pirates? You guys have, right? Obviously you guys have. It's very unfortunate because me, I play video games online, Xbox Live. I play Halo 3. So when I'm playing on Xbox Live, my name is Ali the Somali. My last name is Ali, right? And people go, what are you doing here, you pirate? Terrorist? Why aren't you on the ocean fishing or stealing ships and stuff? I'm like, are you guys crazy? And then I try to explain to them, but they're not going to have that. Obviously, start making fun of my mom and stuff. You know, they're not here for reasoning. They're little kids. So I was really angry, so I decided to write a poem. And this was going to be shared. My intention when I wrote this was to go to the UN and read this so that they can tell everybody on Xbox Live this is what's up. But it didn't happen. Here we go. This isn't your Blackbeard border ship looting hoarder shit walk a pledge story. Nor is it a buccaneer all day looting, drinking beer, US government funding privateer story. It's deeper than that. These so-called Somali pirates, they started out as fishermen. Got outfished by foreign ships for bigger instruments. Their net worth is about as much as their net's worth, and their brittle boat barely carries the crew, so forget about them sailing the oceans and caring out the robbing of you. And things got heated when in an instant these one distant specks escaped the distance and wiped their fish from existence. And they're far from selfish. The only wish is to catch enough shellfish so they can make the needed money for the day when they sell fish. Unlike these ships from developed countries who overfish and even destroy habitat, who unlawfully enter and control sea, do you copy them? Actually, don't copy that. Because if you don't copyright anti-piracy, aka FBI, might consider you a copycat. These Somali fishermen haven't lost their vision. With no patch on, clearly seeing the depths of the situation, they had no choice but to make the decision. So with no peg in both legs, they walked on these illegal fishing ships and provided warnings. But realizing how much bread they were making off their fish, they started asking for dough. These governments weren't having it though. Each participating nation sent 2 Navy ships to protect their fishing ships while they gave it a go. But leave it to the media to blow it out of proportion and distort the facts, calling it piracy. But these fishermen, they consider this a tax. Question: how many hostages dead have you heard of? None. It's only fishermen from these attacks. Yet the navies take their brittle boats and send them as cast-offs on rubber rafts, slowly dying from the starvation they were fighting. It isn't Ramadan, but through force of fast. And not only are they fishermen, they're also defenders of the sea. Barely anybody mentions or even cares about the fact that countries have been dumping waste in our waters since '93. For instance, the chemical and medical waste that washed ashore with the tsunami of 2004. Desperate Somali refugees already blinded from hope by the barrel of a gun, open nuclear barrels and lost sight of everything. As if the lingering smell of death and gunpowder wasn't enough, nuclear chemicals fill the air. See, I don't know anyone from Somalia that consider themselves pirates. I know human beings who wish they never woke up because they're tired in the morning, who get up and out of bed real slow because there's nothing to break fast, whose family members are held at gunpoint by starvation and threatening that if they don't bring home food by mid-afternoon, they can kiss them goodbye. Who walk incomplete on these streets with no names or concrete, who left land to land themselves a job fishing in the sea to make just enough money to feed their families, but they're victims. And victims don't have a say, so no, I'm not related to any pirates, and yes, I do know pirates. I can tell you which country they are from, but it doesn't matter because I'm Somali, and Somali people don't have a say. Thank you. So far, you guys enjoy yourselves? Yeah. Education, informational as well? Good. What I try to do with my poetry is I try to send a message across. I don't read frivolous poetry, unnecessary, random stuff. I don't. I do write that stuff, but when I'm presenting it, it's totally different. I want to send people home with a message because I love learning. So therefore, what can I do for my people and other people is provide knowledge. There's always 2 sides of every coin, so it's always good to share that stuff. I was about to do a piece called I Am Africa, but I think as Somali people, we love laughing. Am I lying when I say that? You guys love laughing, right? And this is also educational too. And the message behind this is stop ignorance. But here it is. It's a commercial I wrote myself.
What's the title?
It's actually not on there.
Oh, okay.
But it, I call it ignorance actually. It's called ignorance.
Ignorance?
Alright. Are you suffering from terrorism? Do you wake up in the morning, afternoon, or night seeing Asian? Are you fearful of Mexicans and borders being placed in the same sentence? Does the smell of curry remind you of body sweat? Do you find yourself clutching your purse when walking past a black guy? If so, you may be suffering from what is known as ignorance. I and the people that get with it, it's 2012, would like to announce there is a cure. We understand that ignorance is a serious illness that affects teenagers and adults alike. It does not discriminate, however, the people suffering do. In North America alone, there is said to be nearly 2 million people who live with ignorance. Unlike other illnesses, people who are surrounded by ignorance often receive what is called unnecessary animosity-generating resentment syndrome, or for short, mad hate. So I, the people that get with it, it's 2012, would like to announce a cure to ignorance that is natural, affordable, and has been around for centuries. Knowledge. And knowledge has been proven to relieve severe cases of ethnocentrism, racism, and has been extremely effective in removing certain stereotypes. If you suffer from illiteracy, sexism, homophobia, or others, make sure to contact your local librarian, read the necessary texts required before moving on to high concentration of knowledge. Be sure not to mix knowledge with conspiracy. The effects are unknown and have not yet been proven. When consuming knowledge, seek quiet space, finish knowledge directly, do not stop unless otherwise stated. Me and my partners that get with it, it's 2012, can guarantee knowledge works, but we can't guarantee its use. Here are a few testimonies. You guys laugh? You know what? I always want to know why black people love chicken and watermelon so damn much. But thanks to knowledge, I don't waste my time on silly things that taste good, because I know they do taste good. I focus on how the government can help me provide for my kids. I always want to bomb Iran. Knowledge helped me realize I didn't even know where Iran was. But now I do. But thanks to knowledge, I don't want to bomb them anymore. Side effects include tolerance, understanding, admiration, include risks, generosity is not foreseen. Pride and arrogance are rare but have been noted in some cases. Other side effects include mind being completely blown as to how you never realized life without ignorance. Ask yourself if knowledge is for you. If so, get some. Thank you. I'm going to be sharing my last piece with you. This is my most dearest piece, because as Somalis, we suffer from identity loss. We don't know who we are. You know what I mean? We have all these, we have Arabic names. You know what I mean? It's a pile of mix-up. We have Forgeto, we were confused earlier. You know, what is actually Somali? Like, majority of, like, a lot, Baraf is Arabic, like, all these things. Like, who am I as a Somali? So I was confused about that, so I wrote this piece. I'm confused. I got brown skin but an Arabic name. A heritage that delves deep into African roots, and I sip the sustenance produced in a land that is no mine, nor the Europeans that call it home. And then I found myself in Italy, the country of my colonizers, but I never truly found me. And it's never boring in a Catholic boarding school, hoarding faith under pillows, trying to play the part of a Muslim with only Catholic rules being cast. I played games with their kids only because they needed me to fill in. I witnessed beatings more than I saw my parents. I held on as tight as I could because I am a proud Somali. I carry around a miniature tub of Vaseline for the lips, but I barely say wallahi. Shout out to my Somalis who don't answer long distance on the phone because they know it's either bill collectors or family asking for money to be sent back home. But truthfully though, I can't stand when we mix English and Somali like, yo, wallahi, if this guy keeps haranting me, I'm going to set this whole place on dope. And if you're looking, you can find me getting my bags checked every time I take a domestic flight on foreign-made planes across planes, chasing an American dream, but bacon and beer online with my identity. I read Japanese manga, I watch their animation, I think in English, I dream in English, and I enjoy maple syrup smothered pancakes, and my kindness is unprecedented. So that must mean I'm Canadian, eh? But how? How can I be Canadian if I have no favorite parts of youth? No videos as a baby. Barely any pictures of a place called home. And there's also this card with my name and picture of a youth who is no more confident of who he is, reminding me that this isn't my home, and that I'm just a citizen, and that my passport is just a passport. Canada has been like a loving foster parent, more than welcome to house me and give me everything I need while I compete with children. My birth home, that's Somalia. I know nothing more about the place than it was urgent that we leave. I want to call it home, but I don't recall it. Besides, how can you call a place home if you have no one in it left to call family? Through my travels, I have learned that these borders, these symbols, these flags, these things are all meaningless. They're just a means to differentiate. Me, I'm nomadic. Home is where the heart is. My heart is always with me, so home, that's wherever I go. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. That was really nice. I love it. It's actually interesting to actually watch you on YouTube. I watch a lot of his YouTube videos. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, and so it's kind of nice to hear it in live form, mashallah. So thank you for blessing us.